Hi, welcome to a very rainy and dreary day at Books with Brew Shoe. I'm Jordan. I like to drink coffee and read books. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in today as I painstakingly get together my TBR for Magical Readathon. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Today, G on Book Roast, her YouTube channel, she announced the prompts for Magical Readathon for this semester. Hi, Pascal. Kitty cat. I've only sort of started to think about books that will work for these prompts, and it's gonna be real interesting. I have a feeling I will be doubling up on some prompts. In this world of Magical Readathon, it's a role-playing game where you choose a character, and each spring semester and fall semester, or the spring equinox and the autumn equinox, you are taking courses to fulfill your area of study. So my character is Rowena. I have chosen to go to school for an Archmage. And for the spring equinox, that means I have to take 6 classes. For each one of those classes, there's a prompt that then corresponds to a book. So I have to pick 6 books to fulfill those prompts. However, there is a little caveat to that. In this world, there are things called scrolls. You can purchase those scrolls. One of those allows you to double up on prompts. Or there's a whole list of scrolls on her Google Drive. Since I have been, really only last year was the first year that I really participated in Magical Readathon and finished. But as you're reading through the books and participating in the semester and the sprints that happen during the semester, etc., you can collect points, and those points can be used to buy those scrolls. So I have a feeling I will be purchasing 1, possibly 2 scrolls, just because I can't add many more books onto my April TBR because it is already stacked. It is already stacked. I've got my Ravenclaw sweatshirt on. We are ready to go. It is dreary and rainy and dark today. Tornado watch this morning, all the things. I'm home, we're good, but I got my water. Let me pull up the course schedule for spring equinox and let's see what prompts I have to fulfill. So the first class I have to take for Archmage is Alchemy. The course focus for this semester is Alchemical Reiteration, and the prompt is a reread. So this one, very, very simple for me because I do in fact have a reread on my April TBR already, and that would be ACOTAR. This counts for Alchemy. Second course is Art of Illusion. The course focus is alternate illusions. The prompt is a book with unusual formatting. So in her announcement video, she made this seem kind of like if it was epistolary, written in letters, written in a letter format, or some kind of a transcript, or just anything that's not normal paragraphs. This one is gonna be interesting. I think I have something in mind, but we're gonna have to play it by ear. I do have the 3rd Gilmore Girl as an audiobook on my April TBR. I don't know how this is written. I don't know how the formatting is. So I've gone ahead and placed a hold at the library so I can pick that up and see what it looks like. If it does have what was it called? If that book does have unusual formatting, then that is what we will use for that prompt. However, if it does not, I think I have another idea in mind, and it is a journal entry, diary entry book, which coincides with a different prompt. So we'll get to that for that other prompt. The 3rd class that I have to take is Conjuration. The course focus is Inspiration Boosts, and the prompt is the first enticing book you see on social media. This was actually uncannily funny. So I thought, oh great, I like any book just random on social media, I'm just gonna automatically have to add it to my TBR because there's no way. So I'll put a screenshot up here. Immediately opened Instagram, and what pops up? The Dream Harbor series by Lori Gilmore. I'm like, how could that be any better? Literally the first post I saw was the Dream Harbor series by Lori Gilmore. And I'm like, yeah, because I have the Strawberry Patch Pancake House already on my TBR. Like, how perfect is that? So that is the book that I will be reading / listening to for Conjuration. So funny how that worked out. Oh my gosh. So for course number 4 is Spells and Incantations. The course focus is In Fashion Spells and Incantations, a book that is currently on the bestsellers list. I'm going to use a scroll and use ACOTAR for this too, because obviously it's on the bestsellers list. It's always on the bestsellers list. So that makes it easier for me. So now one book is fulfilling 2 prompts. There we go. Perfect. The 5th class is Artificery, and the course focus is Arcane Device Pairing. And the prompt is roll a d6 for a series. So, example, if you roll a 2, you have to read the 2nd book in the series. And for this prompt, we are allowed 3 rolls total. I have scoured my TBR. I have 1st book in series, 2nd book in series, and 3rd book in series. I have one of each of those already on my TBR. I'm gonna go ahead, roll my die, and we're gonna see what we get. So let me move the camera around. We can see what we get. And yes, my bright orange pants. I know I don't match, but you know what? I don't really care. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll for the first. 4. Because of course it's a 4, one that I don't have on my list. So let's roll again. Let's see if we can get a 1, 2, or a 3. Come on, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. A fucking 6. A fucking 6. Okay, come on. All right. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, well, we got a 3. At least we're not playing left, right, center. But we got a 3, so that'll work for us. That'll work for us. We got a 3. We got a 3. And it was in the number of rolls we were allowed, so we're good. That one will fit with All That Remains by Patricia Cornwell, which is the 3rd book in the Kay Scarpetta series, which I'm reading from my completed series. So that is perfect. The 6th and final prompt. Course is Inscription. Course focus is Dating Intricacies. And the prompt is a day of the week in the title. I obviously Googled this because the first book that popped to my mind was Thursday Murder Club, which I do want to read that series. I just don't want to start a new series. I don't want to start another series. I've got so many first books on the series in March and in April. I don't want to start another series. I scoured a Goodreads list that had days of the week in the title. Finally found one. This is a throwback, y'all. So it could actually also count for a reread, technically, because it's a throwback. And that is Early Sunday Morning, which is a Dear America book. So I grew up loving and reading these Dear America books. They're written in a journal diary style entry. They are following younger girls through big events in history. So this one happens to be The Pearl Harbor Diaries of Amber Billows in Hawaii of 1941. I loved these books so much growing up. I mean, I read them all the freaking time. So I thought, well, it's actually a book that I'm interested in that has a day of the week in it. It also is written in an unusual format, diary entries. It could also count as reread, but I'm reading ACOTAR for that, so whatever. It's also shorter and middle grade. So I should be able to get through that quickly since I have such a large TBR. Now, because I don't have enough bookshelves, all of my middle grade books, all of my Boxcar Children, Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys, Magic Tree House, Dear America, the Royal Diaries ones too, those are all up in my attic. So I don't really want to go in my attic to find them. So I'm going to either see if I can, get a copy from the library. If I can't get a copy from the library, I will get up in my attic and try to dig it out for sure. Who likes going up and digging through their attic? Not me. So those are the 6 prompts. We've got A Court of Thorns and Roses for alchemy and spells and incantations. We've got early Sunday morning for Art of Illusions and Inscription. Then we've got Strawberry Patch Pancake House for Conjuration. And then we've got All That Remains for Artificery. Also, in her announcement video, G mentioned that the Year in Eldia challenge was supposed to continue on from last year, which I did not know. In G's world, it's called Eldia, and the school is Aurelium. So the world of Eldia, and her significant other created this, basically a game board, and it had 4 different paths that you could choose. Well, it was intended, I guess, to be used for more than 1 year for the Year in Eldia adventures. And basically in this challenge, you go around the board and you stop at a spot each month, and then that month corresponds with a reading prompt. Well, I didn't know this, so I've been waiting for her to make an announcement about something, if they were gonna change it up, what they were gonna do this year. She mentioned it in her Spring Equinox video. So that means I'm now 4 books, technically 3, behind, because we were supposed to be using the same game board from last year, just going onto a different path. Since I'm behind, normally adding 1 book or incorporating 1 book a month isn't a big deal. Well, I'm not gonna incorporate 4 more books in April because it will just lead to failure. Literally will just lead to failure, and that's not what this is about. So I'm going to go through prompts 1 through 4 and see if any we can add to our April TBR that will somehow incorporate the books that we already have on there, because there are already so many on the TBR. Let me pull up the game board. I've decided to, and I'll throw a picture up here. I've decided to start at 1C for the January prompt. It says, January has the same prompt for all number 1 tiles, which is book published in 2024. Saying goodbye to last year and preparing for 2025. Well, since this is a year old, I'm going to increase the years. So I'm going to say a book published in 2025, saying goodbye to last year and preparing for 2026. So we're gonna go with a book published in 2025. Okay, so a book published in 2025 that I want to read is The Things Gods Break by Abigail Owen. Now, the reason I'm adding this second book to the series on, even though I haven't read the first one, is because I have some plans for these books. This will count as my book for being published in 2025. And this is just the normal edition. It does have some end page art, which is cool, and some foiling on the naked hardcover. This is the second book in the series. I have not read the first, but that is in the plans for the month of April. And yes, I know the sticker is still partially on there. Couldn't get it off. I have to work harder on that one of these days. For February, if I move to spot 2C, which is the only option, I go south and I have to pick a book from the bottom shelf. None of the books on my TBR for April came from the bottom shelf. So we're gonna skip that one until a different month when I can fulfill it. Then for March, we are moving from 2C to 3C, and that prompt is bring wand. Pack only your wand and some books. You don't want to be burdened with anything heavier. There's nothing a wand and a good book can't solve. A book under 250 pages. Now, I do need to do some research on this and see if one of our books is under 250 pages. After a quick search, The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne is not under 250 pages. It is in fact 285 pages, so that doesn't count. But Early Sunday Morning, that Dear America book that I've already added because of Spring Equinox, that one is under 250 pages. So that will fulfill the prompt. Let's move on to April. We'll see. So in April, we will be at spot 4C, which is Cross River. The bridge is broken. You'll need your magic to cross the river. Maybe a walk on water charm on your boots or some fancy water bending technique to push it out of the way. Word river in the title. Well, none of the books that I'm reading already in April have the word river in the title. Going forward, in May and beyond, we will have to incorporate a book from a bottom shelf and a book with the word river in it, in addition to the ones for that month as well. I know it's a lot. But slowly trying to incorporate those because I am 4 months behind inadvertently. This is all just for fun, guys. It's all just for fun. It's not that serious. It's really not that serious. And you know what? The goal is to read more books. The goal is to make it a little bit more fun. And guess what? We get a whole video out of it. Thank you for tuning in today. Please tune in for my Magical Readathon reading vlog, which will happen at the end of April, reading some of the books. I won't be able to get all of the books into a reading vlog, but some of the books will be in a reading vlog. So stay tuned for that in a couple weeks. I've also got some other fun things coming. I've got a free little library vlog, some more reading content, because you know I love to read books and I love to talk about them. So please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.